Morning. Welcome, everybody, to the Dalles Area Chamber Community Affairs. This is Dan Spots on behalf of the Chamber. And today is Thursday, March 19th. The year 2026 is going incredibly fast already. We're going to start with organizational updates. Our guest this morning is our own Executive Director of the Dalles Area Chamber, Lisa Farquharson, talking about Northwest Cherry Festival. But before I turn this over to Lisa, I'm going to go around the Zoom table here and start in my upper left-hand corner with Trish Neal calling in from the great state of Alaska. Trish, take it away.
Good morning. I'm Trish Neal. I'm with Legal Shield. I do have an ask, and I'll put more information in the chat, but I'm looking for someone to partner with me for a booth at Granada's sports show during Cherry Fest. And I have more information, and I'm also going to drop in something happening at musical, and I'll put that in the chat and my information too. So thanks.
Excellent. And Trish, thank you for that reminder. Everybody, I would welcome you to put any event details, that type of thing. Feel free to talk about it now, but also just for the record, go ahead and put event details, your contact information, anything you'd like, put that in the chat box for reference, for future reference. Roger Nichols, take it away, sir.
There we go. Thank you. Roger Nichols, and I'm here representing the original Wasco County Courthouse and the Discovery Center board. The courthouse, we just finished a project dubbing off all the cassette tapes over 50 years of presentations at the original Wasco County Courthouse, and they are available. And we are selling them. If you want to buy all 165 of them, it's just $1 a piece. If you want to buy, a small amount is $5 each, and $5 for the thumb drive. But we also have, as you go up, the prices go down. You were talking about people, many of whom were historians who are no longer with us. And the very earliest ones, in the 1970s, they interviewed people who were 100 years old, thus born in the 1870s. So there's some amazing stuff out there. Some of it's as short as 10 or 15 minutes. Some of it's as long as 3 hours. It's all different, and it's changed over the once we got a format of appearing every February, Saturday in February. Then they got more standardized at somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes. But there you go. Happy. Give me a call if you need any of those, and I'll try to get a list out. I've got a list, and anybody wants one, give me I'll put my email in the chat, and I'll give you a copy of that.
Roger, just curious. Hang on, there's an event. Connection with the Oregon Historical Society would they maybe a copy to them, or that's a tremendous resource.
It is, and we'll sell it to them for only $165.
Yeah,
No, I would.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, come on.
No, this took me several years to do, and
Yeah.
transferring from a cassette to is real time slow. So there you go.
Wow. What a project, Roger.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty amazing. Thanks.
It's also a news story. Come on.
It'll happen.
Okay. Good work, Roger. I'd love to see that. Corliss.
Morning, everyone. Corliss Marsh here with Habitat for Humanity, the Senior Center, the Library, and the College Foundation. And speaking of the College Foundation, tonight at the Readiness Center is the Legacy Initiative. And so come join us at 5:30. It's talking about wills and estates. So 5:30. And it's a conglomeration of nonprofits that are putting this together, such as the Next Door, the College Foundation, and others. So it's open to everyone, 5:30, and there'll be light refreshments. And then the second announcement is we are having a quilt show at the Cherry Festival. I'll talk about that later, some other time.
And I'll bet Lisa will mention that as well.
Yeah,
Thank you, Corliss.
right.
I saw some information from the college about the estate event. That's going to be very helpful for people's planning. Mr. Mike Wacker.
Good morning, everyone. I'm with Dalles Kiwanis Club and Fort Dalles Museum. Dalles Kiwanis Club, we're starting to plan for the picnic in September. It, for some reason, seems to take a lot of time every year, even though it's been done almost 70 years. And Fort Dalles Museum is planning a Flag Day celebration. We're going to have a speaker from Troutdale. Some of the Cascade singers are going to sing a couple patriotic songs. We're going to raise a new flag, and we'll have the Boy Scouts do that. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some light refreshments, and I'm sure I'm missing something, but I'll keep you posted. Thanks.
All right, sounds like fun. Thank you, Mike. Jake Anderson.
Good morning, everyone. Jacob Anderson, Economic Development Officer for the City of the Dalles. Big update I have is the Urban Renewal Agency last month approved a new pilot refresh program that allows for the fixing of the facades on minor repairs on the facades of up to $7,500 per building. And we've had a lot of interest so far from downtown businesses and building owners. And so if you're talking to anyone downtown, just keep mentioning the program and have them give me a call.
Jake, is there a deadline or anything like that?
It's we set aside $100,000 for the program, and so if everybody uses it, we'll have to put more money into it here, not too awful long.
All right, sounds like a good one. Thank you, Jake. Scott McKay.
Good morning, everyone. Scott McKay, a volunteer for Circles of Care. Circles of Care is not accepting any new folks, older adults to support, but we're continuing to support the ones that we have that have been in the system. So, and the other thing I need to tell Brian Tuck, the master grandfather, that next Thursday I'll be in South San Francisco to see my first grandchild. So that's pretty exciting, and we'll see how that goes. And when I get back, I'll be talking to you, Brian, to get some tips on how to interact with your grandchildren. Thank you.
Scott, congratulations. We have Francis McClanahan.
Hello, good morning. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I was having some audio issues this morning.
You're coming in fine.
Perfect. I am a commercial business account manager at High Street Insurance. So I work a lot with farms and local businesses around our community. And so I am just here to be part of the community and get more involved and see what's happening and see where I could help.
Fantastic. Welcome. Thank you for joining. We also have Tanya Lindsay. Tanya, your audio is not coming in. Can we hear you? No, not yet. Tell you what, Tanya, I'm going to come back to you in just a second.
Can you hear me now?
There, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. I work with Francis here at High Street. I am a personal lines agent. And yeah, I'm just here to be a part of the community. We want to get more involved and yeah, see how we can help.
Good deal. Good deal. This is a good place to do it. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Speaking of Brian Tuck.
Brian Tuck, retired and chief grandfather. And congratulations, Scott. Two things I can offer you. One is get a good pair of running shoes to chase after your grandchild because you're going to need them. And the other is I offer diaper changing classes. So if you want to get, that's one project you'll definitely learn a lot about. So good luck to you. Have fun.
And Brian, just for the benefit of the group, you retired from?
I was with Oregon State University. I did research and extension and a lot of administration for the university here for 35 years. So happily retired. That's the best job I've ever had. Should have did it years ago.
I heard reference to agriculture earlier, so I want to be sure folks were aware of your background, Brian. And thank you for joining, sir.
It's good to be here. Been chasing grandkids. It's nice to have a day off.
Commissioner Brady.
Hello, Phil Brady, Wasco County Commissioner, and I'm up for re-election. I put my phone number in if you want to contact me. I also put a link to my website, and on the website there's one of the projects I've been working on since I started commissioner, and it's extracurricular. It wasn't part of my official duties, was to help the Deschutes Rim Clinic keep operating, and it's been very successful. They have a doctor there now It's 5 days a week. You can get same day appointments. So please check that out. Don't have the other news, but I'm always glad to be here.
Right. Thank you, Phil. Rob Garrett.
Well, good morning, Rob Garrett, Mid-Columbia Senior Center. And I've been trying to get back into the swing of coming to these morning shows. Anyway, at the Senior Center, currently we have a lot going on. We're considering a remodel to add on to the building, as I spoke about last week. And the events we have coming in April are a shred event on April 11th. It's sponsored by First Interstate Bank, and they'll be here to help us do it. So it's a fundraiser, $6 per box to bring in your paperwork and get it shredded after you've done your taxes. The Cherry Festival breakfast will be here on Saturday morning, the 25th of April during the Cherry Festival. Lisa could probably talk about that more. I believe we'll be serving breakfast from 8 to probably about 9:30 in that neighborhood there. And of course, the Royals will be here for the coronation. And then lastly, in April on the 28th, along with the Chamber, we'll be sponsoring hosting the Candidates Forum on April 28th, which is a Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. I think doors open at 5 and it starts at 6. Anyway, I'm looking forward to a big month in April. Thank you for having me on, guys.
Rob, which candidates are you anticipating at this point, or do you have a read on that yet?
Lisa would know better than I. I'm not sure she's the one who puts out the information. I'm hoping that, well, all of them that are running. So it's a primary. We need to get some people in here to hear what they have to say.
Cool.
We're,
Good.
we're working on county, we're reaching out to state, and we're reaching out to federal. So we'll be working on all of those. Not always do they come, but that's what we're working on to see that they'll come. I'm pretty sure that we're going to have all of our county commissioners who are running, which is truly the most interesting race. There's 7 people, 3 for one and 4 for the other, as Phil well knows. So we're working on that. Roger, who's on here, has already agreed to be my moderator, which is great because he keeps an even keel, unbiased, professional, calm room. And he reminds people that they're adults and that this is not a debate. This is an informative. So I love it that we can keep this reputation. Our candidates who are looking to do this are already asking for our guide because they know that we put on a really good program for that evening. So we'll getting more details to you guys. We're putting out a press release tomorrow that is taking place. And I'm already working with our elections office to get the information to all the candidates.
Okay, and let's be sure to get that chat box. April 28th, was that the date?
Yes,
All right.
it is.
Okay, good deal. Thank you both. Thank you for that work. Heather Land, Wasco Electric Co-op.
Good morning. I'm Heather Land, Communications Specialist at Wasco Electric. And I don't think we have any updates this week, but I'm just glad to be here and see what's going on.
Welcome, Heather. And I think we also have Tracy from Wasco Electric. I'm not getting a video on Tracy. Are you there? If not, I'm going to bounce, and we can come back to you, Tracy. I'm going to bounce over to Leslie Naramore, Mid-Columbia Community Action. Leslie, take it away.
Morning, everyone. I'm Leslie Naramore. I'm the Executive Director of Mid-Columbia Community Action Council. I'm sorry I don't have my camera on, but I'm on my phone this morning. Corliss already shared a little bit about the update that I wanted to make. Excuse me. But I did want to share that tonight is the Legacy Giving event, and Bob Kenyon is going to be the keynote speaker at that. It's at the Fort Dalles Readiness Center at 5:30. We would love to see some of you there. Thanks.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you. And Salvador, Mid-Columbia Housing Authority.
Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to touch base upon Mariposa Village. That is the apartment complex that we're currently building in Hood River. It has been officially dated that on 4/6/26, there will be the start of the wait list. So that is going to be the official date that people can inquire in regards to being put on the wait list. Now, we are not taking care of that, so please don't tell people to call our office, but I will be providing the email that people can reach out to be able to actually get onto the wait list. And then our home repair program is still on the ways. We're currently just applied for Washington Home Repair. That will be grants, not loans. That's pretty much it, really. Not much else really going on besides that.
All right. As always, Salvador, we appreciate the updates on the Housing Authority front. Thank you, sir. With that, I believe that I have caught up with everybody on the screen. Am I missing anyone? If not, I'm going to turn this over to our guest this morning, the Chamber's own Executive Director, Lisa Farquharson, talking about Northwest Cherry Festival. Lisa, take it away.
All righty. Well, thanks for everybody for being here. As you know from watching all of the things going on in our community, we had a little bit of a challenge this year to pull this off. But with lots of planning, lots of collaboration, lots of brainstorming, looking at mini maps, we're able to put on Cherry Festival. And I'll tell you now, it may look different. It may be shortened, it may be smaller, but there is no aspect of the traditional Cherry Festival that is not happening this year. We managed to get them all in, and we're going to be doing that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do this. I do it for everybody else except for myself. So we're going to try to share the screen with you. And you will notice that this is the map. Thank you, City of the Dalles, because you have way cooler equipment than I do. So this is what we have. You're looking at the top of the screen. That is 4th Street between Federal and Washington. We kept part of it on 4th. The Civic was all for it, and there was a few businesses that really fit with what we're doing. That is the community fair. This is the piece that used to take place at the Discounts Plus, but because of the way things are happening and the days that they're doing, it fit up here better this time. So we got a skinny Z going on. That will be our Cherry Festival. Keep in mind that everything on this screen that you see, except the carnival, is Saturday only. Typically, we've been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but we made modifications and did things to best fit where they're at for areas, parking, people, businesses, and residential. So the community fair actually will accommodate more vendors this year. And we came up with actually a new thing, the Kids Activity Fair, that is in the parking lot between the Civic and the what we call, some of us old timers, the Medical Arts Building. Christopher, the owner of that parking lot and the building, was very gracious. He was super excited that we're going to do a kids fair kind of a thing, and it's going to be your basics. We're going to have bouncy houses. The high school, I think it's the high school, is doing a portable miniature golf course that they're bringing down for their fundraiser. We will have some coloring kind of activities, the big Lego blocks. Basically, we're trying to do this for almost free. And if there is a cost, it'll be very low so that we can have families enjoy this activity on Saturday. The whole festival down here in this town will be open starting at 11, and the community fair and the kids activity fair will be closing at 5. The car show begins, they're all lined up before the parade. The parade starts at 10, and then the car show is done. They do their awards and they start leaving about 4 p.m. So you can see a pattern. We didn't want to have too many things too late and nothing to connect all of those parts and pieces. The vendor market, which is down below, that is in the Tony's lot and where the future Federal Street Plaza is going to go. That is the piece that is normally 3 days, but without anything to connect them to the carnival, we did some adaptation. We're probably at half of the normal vendors that we normally have and host for Cherry Festival. And I will tell you, we have 2 spaces left. We're already almost all full in that area. The entrance from 2nd to the Federal Street Plaza is our grand entrance. We are going all out. We're not going to skip having all of the different things that we normally do. So we're going to be doing that. Discover Rental is ready to set it up, have it, and take it back down. So we'll be doing that. We are keeping the dancing horses. So they will be here on Saturday at 2:30 in their exact normal spot. We'll have bleachers, we'll have fencing. Everybody can enjoy that event there. And one of the things that we're super excited about is that the Civic auditorium. Tiffany got super creative there, and she and Randy Haynes had a little chat, and they're bringing back the traditional cherry stomp dance. This is something that some of us who've been here for a while remember this, and it's a fun part of the Cherry Festival. So Randy's like, yes, bring it back. This is a good time to do this. So the Civic will be hosting that. The doors open the concert will be at 7. They're bringing in a cool band that was willing to change their dates to accommodate Cherry Festival. So they will be doing that longtime tradition of the Cherry Stomp dance at the Civic Auditorium. So this is kind of what we have. The one piece, the carnival, we moved to the Lewis and Clark Park. So it will be a little smaller, but we met with the city's crew and the carnival owner and got creative as to utilizing that space. So you will see not the big rides on the lawn, but they're doing their tents and those kind of things all on the lawn to preserve the asphalt for the rides that need that support and the weight. But they will be operating Friday afternoon, all day Saturday, and pretty close to all day Sunday, and then they'll be taking down and heading out. So they're going to be kind of on their normal schedule. We will be doing pre-sales here at the chamber just like we always do. So that is kind of the rundown of what's happening for this. Of course, here's the traditions that always come in that we did not get rid of either. We will have, like Rob mentioned, the Little Royals breakfast and the Big Royals. We always focus on the littles, but the Big Royals will be there too. And then our Grand Marshal will be there. We have not confirmed those identities. And then the Little Royals will not be confirmed until the week of, as we will have a nomination process and a voting process and all the fun stuff that goes with that cherry buzz. So that will be happening. And then the parade will be at our normal parade route, starting out on 6th and Weber, and will come all the way through town like it normally does and end at the chamber. And that parade will start at 10 and go through. And so that will be happening. The window decorating contest we love to do because we like to cherry up our community. We did this for a few years now to incentivize our businesses to decorate up with the theme, which is the Great Cherry Adventure. So think storybook, think explorer, all those different things. And there will be cash prizes for the windows, and it will be open to the public voting for their favorite. So we can have fun with this. We've had a little fun. Some of the businesses get their windows out there and do a little competition amongst each other who can get more votes. So we'll be doing that. We're hoping to kind of do that to bring that local feel that we're all doing this together. And then the one aspect that we're changing up a little bit is we've done the Cherry Trail. We've done it for many years. I'm still a firm believer that the app that I'm using is going to work someday. I'm not giving up on it, but we're changing this up to be very similar to how we did the Frosty Trail this last January, February. We used the Frosty Trail to kind of see if it would work. It was our test subject. So we're taking the cherry, we're calling it the Cherry Hunt. Bigfoot will be helping us hunt all the way through the entire month of April. We're not just saving it for the Cherry Festival weekend. We want to encourage people to come into our community all month long, and we have some incentives I'll tell you in a minute. Encouraging people to go into our businesses, make those cash registers ring. We know that there's quite a few factors that our normal visitor count of about 15,000 is not going to happen. Tourism is down a little bit. Traveling is down because of fuel prices. Costs are up. People are weighing out where are they going to go and what they're going to do, and they don't do things just on a whim. So we know that there's a lot of different calculations that's going to cause some impact economically to our businesses who really benefit from this event. So we thought the Cherry Trail should be all month, and we're going to be promoting it into the Portland, the Bend, the Spokane, and even Eastern Oregon areas that it's happening for the entire month in hopes that we will capture some outside visitors coming in to take a stab at it and see if they can win. There will be prizes all month long, not just at the end. And so we'll be getting that out Bigfoot will be making some appearances on Coin TV for some commercials and promotions to do that. But one of the things that we added, we came up with this idea of quite a few years ago and just was never able to put it in. But we're going to do it this year, is a scavenger hunt every weekend for a piece of art that will be hidden in the Dalles. So we will give the first clue on the Fridays of every week. And then more clues will be once you find it, the first clue, then you go on to the second clue, and whoever finds that piece of art gets to claim it. So that is the aspect that we are working on. So we're working with some artists and seeing what art we can get that we can hide in our community for that reason. And we'll be promoting that piece in the Portland market, especially. They love their scavenger hunts. They love their trails. And they've always been, more people from Portland have always done our cherry trail than our locals. And so we're going to tap into that curiosity and see what we can do to help bring people for the entire month of April into the Dalles. So we'll be working on that. We're working with the businesses this week and next week to get them signed up for this and getting all of that information out there to have them also do cherry specials. We will be doing the passport also, which helps us kind of gauge how much money is being spent while doing this campaign from the locals and non-locals. So you'll have a passport to get stamped for every, I believe, every $10 that you spend, you get a stamp. And so we'll be working with all the businesses and having those passports, the collection boxes, and then keeping track of the points on our Goose Chase app. And then it's lots of fun. People are putting amazing fun selfies doing these different things, which gives us more things and more pictures to help promote those businesses and what they're doing. So there is Cherry Festival thrown at you. Roger, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wondered where you're having the pictures to vote on for the young royals this year.
So we will be either doing it in the voter fly with a link on our website, or we'll be doing it within our website. But here's where you want to look. And I don't know if this works, so just a second. Do you guys now see my website, or do you still?
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
So this is within the Dalles Chambers website, but also you can get there through northwestcherryfestival.com. That will bring you to this. This has the full itinerary. And when the time comes, we have applications at the top. We'll have the links for the voting at the top. This will be your one-stop source for everything happening in the Dalles.
Thank you.
Yep. Right now we have the parade registrations open. They happen to be on the front homepage, thedalleschamber.com, because we needed to tweak our Cherry Festival page before we started adding more things. And hopefully the boss wouldn't mess it up. That would be me. So this is one of the things that all the stuff will be here. Our theme is here. The full itinerary of everything happening is already laid out for you. Times, locations, and everything. We've been madly working at the chamber to see what we can do to make things work. And this is what we've come up with. Just so you have, let me get this. This is a close-up of the Fender market. We're very grateful that we have Urban Renewal and the city on board helping us with this. This is what we've done. This has actually been tweaked already and changed. This is not the most recent because this thing has changed. I don't know how many times. I had to go get more erasers to make all of this work. Actually, let me see if I can get you guys the most current one because this is not right. Hang on a second, bear with.
And Lisa, the website, I'm just putting that in the chat box. Northwest is spelled out and then hyphens between Northwest Cherry.
No, what you saw for the website is where it's actually going, but the URL is northwestcherryfestival.com. And it is all spelled out, but it doesn't have any hyphens or anything.
but it's all spelled out. I'll just drop that in
Yeah.
the chat box here.
Yeah, I thought I put it in there already, but that's okay. Twice never hurts.
Okay.
Hang
I
on just
missed it
1
earlier.
second.
And I see that Rob has the QR code for the Mid-Columbia Senior Center in there also.
Oh, okay,
Visit their
perfect.
website.
Vendors.
And folks, I should have asked earlier, and Lisa, I should have asked you. People are welcome to ask you questions or put them in the chat box.
Yeah.
And I'm keeping an eye on the chat box here. We have a question from Leslie. How do we sign up to table?
All right. So now can you see a vendor market where that says walkways 25 foot? Or do I need to share again?
I do.
Do you see it?
Yeah, the blue says 25 foot
Oh,
on
I
the
see
right
it.
under gate
There we go.
15 foot.
Okay.
There we go. Yep.
Perfect. Let me get rid of some of this because I'm got too many things on my screen. So this is the vendor market that will be on Federal and Second, and then the Tony's lot. So we worked hard to try to make as many fit as we could. We have approximately, I believe, 40 vendors in this, and I literally only have 2 spots open. Tonkin is our title sponsor. Northwest Natural is our grand entrance sponsor, so we can utilize those tent covers from them. And then we're working hard with PUD and getting the power to where we need because we are using power for this. And then I still have a couple details to work out with the city and urban renewal to make sure that we have everything exact and in place so that we are doing this as smooth as possible. So this is what we have so far. All of the fun stuff. So let me see if I can get out of this and stop sharing so I can see all of you guys. Okay. Now that I went through all of that super fast, any questions?
So anybody who's ever had the pleasure of organizing an event probably has some slight inkling of the amount of work that has gone into everything that we have seen.
And coffee. Yes.
And coffee. Yeah. Amazing. Lisa, questions for Lisa. Lisa, I'm gonna start. Let's go back a little bit. We've got some new folks on the, and let's talk about history. Northwest Cherry Festival. Number one, stupid question on my part. What is our anniversary this year?
So we are at number 45. That has been technically as the Northwest Cherry Festival. It's been many names. It started way back before I ever moved here as a kid. It goes way back on that. Some people might have a better history on that piece of it. It was done, I believe, by the JCs. And they were a part of that. And then eventually it came to the chamber. And of course it's been it was here when I got here. But I remember it as a kid, but I think it was just called the Cherry Festival. At some time in a point in time, and it started to become the Northwest Cherry Festival. So Roger, I bet you have some history for me on this.
Well, it just happens to so because for all those years I did the history mystery at the Chronicle, but I did run a photo of a 1940 Cherry Princess who was in the parade at Portland at the Rose Festival Parade. Now that, of course, got shut down because the war started, but that actually, as far as I know, is the first Cherry Princess ever.
And we actually hosted her a few years ago as our Grand Marshal, and I think she's passed away since then.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think she has, but we were able to have her as our Grand Marshal, and she had her little lace parasol and everything. It was absolutely amazing and breathtaking to be able to have that history. So it has been around for a while, but to have the exact dates, I think they had the history originally with the chamber in the basement, but that was before the second flood. And when that second flood hit, it went clear to the bottom floor it went clear to the main floor right underneath it. So it encompassed the entire basement was filled with water. So there was a lot of documents that were lost at that point.
Yeah.
I'm just going to interrupt one more thing. I want to make sure I get out that I forgot earlier. Senator Wyden will have a town hall meeting Monday, March 30th at the Readiness Center at noon.
I just saw that in the chat box, Roger. Thank you for putting that in there. That was not on my radar at all. It's good to know.
Roger,
Rob
are
Garrett
you
has a question.
sure that it's Monday? The Columbia Gorge News is saying it's Tuesday.
It's actually, I looked at it's actually Tuesday the 31st at noon at the Readiness Center. Sorry. Thanks for the correction, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Roger. Tuesday, March 31st, noon at the Readiness Center. Good.
Awesome.
Rob,
Rob, you have a question?
Rob, you have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
More a comment than a question, talking about the history of the Cherry Festival. You know, it's dear to all of us. I mean, Lisa, thank you for putting it on. It's an incredible strain, you know, obviously, because I know you were really excited about doing the forum right after the Cherry Festival because you didn't get a chance to even take a breath of air. So once you die doing the Cherry Festival, you got to do one more thing on Tuesday. But I appreciate it. But history of the Cherry Festival. I remember being in the Cherry Festival parade in high school. I was, of course, only 6 months old at the time. I was in the marching band, and since 45 years ago, it couldn't be much more than that, right? But yeah, I marched through the Dalles, and I remember it being so sunny that we got sunburned. The next year, we marched in the parade, and it was so rainy we got soaked. And so I remember the wonder of April in the Dalles and how Cherry Festival was a lot of fun as a kid. So even though you probably weren't putting it on then.
So did you guys have the wool uniforms then?
Watonka High School green wool uniforms, and we didn't wear them in the Cherry Festival though. The year that it was sunny, we had white T-shirts with that said WHS on them or something like that. And I've also had my own band, my homeschool band, in the parade. In the 90s, we marched in, you know, we've got pictures of us going past Sawyer's. I'm not sure if it was, it must have been Sawyer's. I can't remember. Columbia Bank and Sawyer's. So, you know, I've been involved in the parade for myself nearly in parade and Cherry Festival stuff for about 40, 45 years. And so, you know, it is a real thing and it's a lot of fun. So, Lisa, thank you for keeping it going because we don't want this kind of stuff to die in the community.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. We had the old wool uniforms for the Dalles High School. And I remember as soon as it got wet, the wool just got heavy and stunk. So yeah, it was so fun and band. So yes, I'm right there with you, Rob. So
we did it at Oregon State. It was horrible.
Oh yes, I agree. That was the worst for the band competitions. We always were wet down there. So yes, I've marched this parade route many times. So yes. Phil.
I'm wondering, there used to be also be what was called a Crazy Days parade. Was that one version of Cherry Festival, or was it a separate thing? And also other local area festivals, there used to be a Strawberry Festival on Mill Creek.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that. I know there's a strawberry in Lebanon. But I think Crazy Days was in the summer, if I remember.
Could have been.
And that's where the Jammin' in July, I think the Crazy Days morphed into that, and then that went away. But I remember as a kid, I think the Crazy Days was in summer because I don't remember being in school when Mom took us down.
I remember Crazy Days in summer too, Lisa, when I was a little boy in town and going to it. It seemed like it had to do with a large sale at all the stores. My mom had to drag us down there shopping.
Yeah. Big sidewalk sales and everything.
Yeah.
And it was
cool.
It was set during the harvest time when a lot of extra people were in town.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes
Like June.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, awesome. All right.
Questions about this year? What you covered a lot of territory, Lisa. Do we have other questions around the event coming up?
I need volunteers.
Okay. What types of things would volunteers be doing? What would they be doing?
So I need volunteers from selling tickets in our office for the pre-sales that starts taking place 2 weeks before Cherry Festival starts. I'm going to need help volunteers with distributing garbage boxes and taking them all over to the sites. We will need help with people at our booth so that we can tell information, promote the different things that are happening, making sure that we're promoting the cherry hunt because the cherry hunt gets people away from the vendor market although we've had some vendors who are part of it, but into our normal brick and mortar businesses. We also will need volunteers for takedown. I'll need some help at the dancing horses to moderate and make sure that everything is on the up and up. We'll just leave it there. And then, of course, what I really need help is making sure that we get participation, engagement. I would love for our businesses to participate and get engaged and do the windows, to do the cherries, and then everybody share this information far and wide so we have a turnout. Our vendors are taking a risk because some of these vendors have been with us with me since I started almost 14 years ago. And so they're coming just for one day. And we, of course, got more locals this year because of the whole thing. But we still have people who are driving from the coast, from Portland, from Washington, from Idaho to come for the one day. I need us to turn up for that and support those businesses that are coming because that's what helps make this. And then more importantly, just the support for the businesses. And then guess what? I need money. I'm just going to be straight up about this. I'm lacking some sponsors for some areas. We'll be putting it out today that we have a few spots still left. Those Cherry Sweethearts and any level of sponsorship helps pay for this event. We rent everything. And so it totally just helps us put this whole event on and make it successful and make it classy. We will be doing lots of marketing, lots of media, lots of advertising wherever we can through the digital world. And then also, like I said, at Coin TV, well, that all adds up, but we need to do it. If you don't market, then you don't get people to come. I need the locals to show up. I really do. I need us to put, as you know, social media is such an interesting beast. And so everything got a little ugly. And it was just ugly to be ugly. There was no rhyme or reason. We were trying to figure everything out. But I need everybody to put that behind them and say, look, we have this, we're doing it, it's going to happen, we found a way. So now be there. Let's everybody be there. So there's my bluntness. But that's what I'm asking is that our community shows up and we've got people who do. We have amazing community members, but I need us to help spread that positivity and say, look, we've got this. Our tradition is coming. It just looks a little different. So, Frances, I see your hand up, girl.
More of a comment. I don't know if you've thought about this or not, but you were talking about needing a lot of volunteers. And I know the high school kids have to do community hours, so I wasn't sure if you had thought about reaching out to them or not.
We did. We're
Perfect.
waiting. We're waiting. The other thing is I've talked to the Yes House, but they don't know if they have enough people to pull it off. We also do garbage patrol. Obviously, those little boxes fill up quick. If they aren't done and put away into the big dumpsters, then we have a mess and then it doesn't look appealing. So typically in the past, we've actually technically hired kids groups, high school groups, sports groups, nonprofits to come in and do the garbage patrol. And we give a donation to the organization for them doing that. I'm going to brag a little bit. Nobody's done it like the Bazingabot Robotics group, but I also was the mom of one of them, so I had a little bit more control. But they did a fantastic job for us, and they would hang out the entire festival and just focus on making those garbage cans empty, clean, and presentable, because that's part of that also. So we'll be looking for those things too. I approached the Yes House. We used them a few years ago, and they had some phenomenal kids who still reach out to me and connect with me. So I reached out and talked to them. So they're going to check with the kids, but if not, I still have lots because we'll need it at the carnival, we'll need it at the community fair, the children's fair, and we'll need it at the regular vendor market. So we're going to have them split up because we've got it dispersed. So I will need some more hands on hand deck there. So Mike, you have a question?
Yeah, Lisa, the Key Club at the high school, I think I could probably get them involved.
Okay.
Because they're always looking for projects.
Okay, I will definitely reach out to them, Mike. I appreciate that. They're usually on our list. So I will definitely reach out to them. So, um, great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
I won't tell them that you volunteered them.
thank you, Mike. In the chat box, Corliss put information about the quilt
Yes.
show, which is going to be Saturday at St. Peter's Landmark. Corliss, tell us a little bit about the quilt show.
Yep, quilt show's happening, and we get people from all over the state coming to it. So we need quilts, and you just drop them off 9 o'clock that morning, between 9 and 10, and then pick them up at 4. And we have a beautiful raffle quilt to make money for St. Peter's, and it's on display right now at Lines of Design. So,
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, Corliss. Other questions for Lisa, Northwest Cherry Festival 2026,
And I believe,
45th anniversary.
yeah, I believe, Corliss, that I already have the quilt show listed in the itinerary. So double check my facts because that's on the northwestcherryfestival.com. Make sure I have all the deets right.
okay.
And if
Well, we are connected with Lori, and she said that it was going to be on. So,
okay. Yeah, please let me know if I need to change any of the details on that site. Obviously,
okay,
we're trying to put everything together very quickly, so it can be challenging to hit all of the angles at this speed.
I'll check.
Okay, I appreciate it.
And so, for anybody who is wondering, Lisa did have a big curveball this year, and that being construction on First Street, a project that both Jake and I are intimately aware of because it took a long time to get to the point where we had financing to actually do the First Street reconstruction. But that's a critical infrastructure, failing sidewalk, all sorts of things. But the unfortunate coincidence is it overlaps with the traditional site for Cherry Festival. So Lisa has spent several months now doing all the work that we've seen, finding new locations for some of those critical activities around Northwest Cherry Festival. So that's the backdrop. Of course, Lisa mentions the social media. I hate social media. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be right out there. I'm an old newspaper guy. I don't like it. I don't see the value of it. But
Sometimes
that's
it's
just
good,
me. All right.
sometimes it's not. But I just quit reading a couple weeks ago. I just post what I need to and then leave. It's easier, but it's change. People don't like change. It's hard for our natures to accept change. And during that site visits, you're looking at spacing, water and power and access, and can you do this and can you do that? And so I'm still doing some final details that we just went in faith and said, yes, we're going to do it there. I'll figure out the rest of the details in the next couple weeks. So that's kind of where we are, is figuring out some of those final details. But we're taking a leap of faith that this is all going to work, and we're going to deliver an event that is near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. But the more important factor for me is that I also know that this event is a huge economic impact on a lot of our businesses. And if we don't have it, they're already on a thread of survival. And I couldn't not do this. So there's where my background comes from for me doing all of this. And Rob, you have your hand up.
I do a couple things real quick. First off, a question: do they know if next year will this construction be done on First Street so it can go back to normal? Is it going to be more than a year or this project? People have asked me that. Does anyone know, or even got a clue?
I was told to plan that this could happen for 2 years. They're going
Okay.
to try their hardest, but I was told to plan whatever alternative it could happen for 2 years. I know Jacob's on here, but as you know, with construction, you always got to plan an extra 6 months. So we're trying to formulate whatever we do this year and put it and document it so that we can replicate it for next year. We just don't know because Federal Street Plaza could be torn up at that time. So that could mean something different on that aspect. So we're just going with the flow, and we'll see when it gets here what we need to do.
It'll be fine either way. Last thing I want to say is, we've not had bands oftentimes in the parade. I know if the high school doesn't always put one up, I think it'd be cool if they could do that, if anyone could promote them to do that. The other thing is, I'm going to talk to my band and see if we can at least get on a trailer and maybe have a band in the parade. That would be fun. It depends on a lot of different things. There's so many of us. But anyway, that's just a comment. Thank you very much, Lisa.
Oh, thank you. Francis, do you still have a question?
I was just gonna ask, I don't know if you went over this or anything, but since everything's kind of spread out a little bit more than normal, do you have any particular plan on like areas for the majority of people parking rather than just kind of spread out downtown? No. Okay.
And I don't usually, because it is so crazy during a normal cherry festival, people are left to their own creativity to find parking. So my response is plan on walking a few blocks and just going from there. Yes.
I think that's beneficial, though, in terms of a downtown business perspective, because
Yes, we
you get
want them to
more,
walk
yeah,
through and walk around. And hopefully
spreading
the
it
cherry
out.
trail gets them to go from business to business to business. That's my goal. Mike, you have a question?
Yes, I want to give Rob a heads up. You better talk to your band soon because there's a limit of 100 entrants, and I think we're about half full, and it's early. So I just signed up Kiwanis yesterday and for their float. So, and I think that's a pretty strict rule, isn't it, Lisa?
Yeah, I have to go back and double check. I haven't worried about the parade. The vendors tough to worry about. So, but my front staff, I'll have to ask them today. But we do encourage people to sign up early. We do have to cap it at 100 at Chief Worthy's request, and I understand it completely now that he explained it a couple years ago. We cannot have the parade too long. Because it does take a while, and if I have it too long of a parade, it's blocking emergency access all at the same time. And that's not good in any town. And so we promised that we would cap it at 100. We used to have 120 to 130 entries, guys. We do have the largest parade in the gorge. There's no doubt. And so my suggestion is if you guys are going to be in the parade to get signed up early. And so it's all on the DallesChamber.com front page, horse, non-horse. But like I said, we're hoping to put some information out later today and tomorrow. So we'll kind of say how many people have signed up already so that people have an idea and get that sense of urgency to get it done.
Just glad there's a lot of people signed up. That's encouraging. I love that. Thank you.
Yep. We've had a really positive experience out of all of the vendors, because we normally have 80 vendors, guys. Most of them said, hey, we understand it's too far for us though for one day, but please keep us on your list. We want to be back when you're back to 3. Super positive responses from people, which was really encouraging to hear those things. They love this festival. They do great. Our businesses do good. A lot of our businesses, this is their highest sales weekend of the entire year. So as you can imagine, this keeps them going until that tourism season officially starts the end of May. And so we need to be out and supporting as much as possible.
Thank you, Lisa. Other questions for Lisa this morning? And again, Lisa, congratulations on all of this. Picture a couple of years from now, First Street. It'll have, a couple of years, we will have shade trees along there, irrigated shade trees, a completely redeveloped First Street, very welcoming aspect. Look what people will see from the freeway, and then picture Northwest Cherry Festival being in that beautiful new setting.
Yes.
High visibility from the freeway. So that's the goal here. Disruption in the meantime, but you're pulling it off, Lisa.
We're making it work. We are. So,
other general updates for the good of the order. Lisa, from the chamber, other things coming up that you'd like to, like you don't have enough on your plate, but just in case.
Rob hit the candidate forum. That is crucial. That it will be an informative candidate forum. As we always do, same questions for the candidates. Be watching your email boxes because I'm going to be reaching out and asking for questions from the public. And then Roger and I go through all of those and make sure that one, they're appropriate, two, they're timely, and three, wording them so that every candidate gets the same question that's running for the same position. This is where you guys have a chance to inquire and then have those questions heard. So that'll be happening. Of course, we've got parades through the year. We've got the 4th of July, and then we go right into helping with the car show. Then we go into the Veterans Day, then the Starlight, and then we start all over again. So we'll be doing that. So be watching as we're tweaking a few things within our office for our members, and how we do some things there. The one thing that we're super excited about is that I have on my staff now 3 bilingual, both written and verbal. So we're translating all of our membership materials into Spanish. So that we have both. Our Latino businesses has definitely increased as far as members of the chamber this past year. So I'm super excited that we get to meet them right there. And then having somebody who is bilingual in my office is just a blessing for when they come in, because they are able to ask all the questions and understand them completely. We're making changes that way. And we're definitely doing more with our tourism. We have somebody who does video on board now. So you'll notice in some of our social medias and stuff, we've had more video in there, which is what everybody wants. So I'm super excited that our team is elevated up and meeting some of those things at where the interest is. So we're causing higher reactions, more views, more likes, and all of those different things that helps when it comes to both tourism and chamber. So we're working on all those aspects to just make things better in our community. And then we're hoping to bring some more trainings, probably this fall, support for tools and stuff for our businesses. So if there's something you're missing or you don't have or you would like, please let me know. I know Trish is on here and she did our AI training that we provided free to our chamber members. And she's like, I never thought about using it like that. So, Trish, go ahead. I know you just came on.
That was a wonderful workshop. I learned so much. And I learned something else the other day. I do a lot of research, newspaper research, and so I downloaded several newspaper articles, and I sent it to ChatGPT. It transcribed it perfectly. No more typing. So
Yes,
yeah,
I'll tell you all, yeah. There's a lot for our businesses that can give you tools to save you time. And if we can give you the gift of time, we've given you the ultimate gift ever. So be watching, because we're hoping to do more of those where it is free to our chamber members, so that they can have those tools at their fingertips and not have to leave their town or state in Trisha's case. So be watching. We're going to be trying to bring more of those. But if there's something you guys have been wanting, or you would like to know more of, please let me know. That way we can research it and see if that's something we can deliver. And just because of the nature of the economy, I've been doing a lot more one-on-one consulting with our businesses. Marketing is my background, small business is my background. So this is where something that I can really come in and help our businesses not feel so overwhelmed. And so that's what the chamber's for.
I want to go back to chat box really quickly. Leslie, did we answer your question about signing up for a table?
Oh, how do we sign up? You mean for like a vendor booth? Is that what you were asking?
I'm assuming there we go.
I'm also curious. I don't know if it costs to sign up, but do you have like a deal where a nonprofit can be there just to table?
So here's what you can do as a nonprofit. That whole community fair that's up on 4th, that is sponsored and it's free for all of our nonprofits to set up a booth.
Okay, and how do we sign up to do that?
Just email me your stuff at events@thedalleschamber.com and we will get you an application.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and we'll be putting that out also this next few days. That vendor market that's for the community fair is all free for the nonprofits. Columbia Bank is our sponsor for that.
Very good. Another
Gee,
great service. Thank
yeah.
you, Lisa.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Great questions.
With that, everyone, we are 2 minutes past the hour, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up if that's okay. Our guest this morning, again, Lisa Farquharson, Executive Director, Dalles Area Chamber on Northwest Cherry Festival. Everyone enjoy the rest of your week, your weekend. Keep it up. Take care, and we'll see you next week when Lisa will be your host. I will be out of town. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.